Welcome back to another live episode from the capsule. Manny Cabrera here, reporting live. Uh, Crossed 200 subscribers today. Doesn't seem like a whole bunch, but it's a meaningful one, man. Because I started I think with like 50. I think it was like 50 was my first one, and then I went to 200. My next one is 500, but I hit 200 today, and that's really meaningful. And thank you for everybody who's chiming in, who's subscribing, who's liking, who's commenting. I have a couple of people that comment on a lot of my posts, and I don't know who they are. They don't have a picture. I really haven't gone down their profile, but I appreciate you nonetheless. I know everybody's not comfortable 100% with putting out their profile picture, or you can't even really tell who I am like in that profile picture. It's like a picture and it's lit from both sides. It's very artistic. But I just wanted to come on here and make a live and share that with you guys and tell you how much I appreciate that and how much I'm enjoying this journey and just creating and drawing online, drawing on camera, discussing ideas, design elements, and how that all relates back to life and mindset and all of that. You know what I mean? And that's basically what this whole channel is about. It was initially about like just drawing out of the prompts, but then that kind of developed my idea into like how I make all of this work, because I have like this passion for my career, but I also like to share. I like to draw. I like to design, but I'm also a father and I'm also a husband, and I also have all the other ills that everybody else has in life. And I think that that's cool. And how I got into the documenting part of it, I couldn't tell you for a long time. Just like a lot of people my age, I guess, that kind of social media popped up and the internet kind of popped up and got popular like midlife. You know what I mean? Like it was like right in the middle of our lives. So I wasn't really accustomed to like a child or like a kid nowadays, that they already know what a phone is and they already know like whatever YouTube and Snapchat and all that. That's like very, very second nature to them. It's just like a language. It's something that they speak very well, and it's something that we had to adapt to. And even though I do adapt, or I felt like I have adapted, I felt like I was more of a consumer more than a contributor. And I think that's what kind of switched for me, because a lot of the things that I'm doing nowadays, and a lot of even my day to day, and like staying healthy, and making the monies that I need, and learning the things that I learn, a lot of that stuff is I'm merely a bank to store this either wealth of information and or other things, and then I just pass it on, because the love that I have for all those people in my social circle means a lot to me, and it means a lot to me to be the person that they can rely on. And it may be a whole bunch of jibber jabber, but that's kind of how I see it. I don't really get a whole bunch of. Very rarely do I even sit back and be like, man, yeah, that was. I'm always looking for the next nut, and then like having a good time with my family. Let me sharpen my pencil. Today what I'm going to do is we're just going to talk a little bit on this live like I usually do. I just kind of spitball everything. I came on here to celebrate the 200 subs. I'm going to draw analog style, old school, with just like a pencil I pulled. Not like I used to do with my 500 or bust videos, where I have like a numeration of pencils and I want different gradients. I'm just gonna draw it with a regular pencil, and I'm gonna do the 200. I don't know if I'm gonna do 200 subscribers, or I'm gonna do 200 subs, or we'll kind of see how that all pans out. And that's the lovely part of it, and it's very similar to what I have going on in this channel and what I preach. And I'm not by any means looking down, talking down, or negatively about planning, but a lot of stuff you kind of just got to go on the whim, because so is life. Sometimes there's traffic jams, sometimes there's accidents, sometimes you get sick. Talking about that, I was in the emergency room last night. My back hurt so bad, it was ridiculous. I'll talk about that in another story, but my back hurt so bad, and I don't know when it happened. Like usually, like when you tweaked it, what happened, that it was like doing something. I don't remember. That was so bad I couldn't get any sleep. But it's all about showing up in different parts of my life. I find like drawing has like always been a thing, even when I used to do other career paths. There was a time when I used to, since a kid, I can go through all the jobs I had. I was a newspaper boy, and then I used to work at a warehouse, and then I did like electrical work, and then I was a barber. And through all this time, I've always done like side stuff, and then I turned into a tattooer. So it's been a journey, but it's always been like drawing has always been, even though I wasn't the one known for it, even within my siblings. My older brother was. Hey, how's everybody doing in the chat? Everybody, how you guys doing? Thanks for chiming in. Even my brother was known for the drawing. You know what I mean? He was like phenomenal. He would draw portraits of people, and people would just like praise him because it was so good. Hi Steaks, hi Cam, hi Linda Aliota. I hope I'm saying that right. 3645. How you guys doing? And But that was always present. I always like jotted. I always kind of like did lettering. Sometimes when I was doing electrical work and we'd do like roughing a house is, when you're putting the electrical work in before the house is built. So the house is bare bones. It's just like 2x4s. You got to drill these holes in the ceiling so you can fish the wires through. And even with all that stuff, like all the chips and stuff, I would like make designs on the floor. When I was a barber, I used to do like the designs in people's heads, and I used to like try to make portraits on the floor. Even though other people used to do that too, but that's what I was like drawn to. I was always drawn to like the artistic vibe of it, in fashion, in all of it. I'm always kind of looking for that, aesthetic. So it always kind of finds me, and that's why I'm kind of really probably enjoying this journey of just like drawing on camera, being able to almost freestyle. There was a time where I used to freestyle rap, but you guys ain't gonna get that video. That was before cell phones and all that social media stuff, bro. There's like nothing. There's none of it, bro. There's none of it unless I can find somebody that has a mixtape of some sort. And I like that. I like that I can just kind of come on here and just draw and talk that shit and interact with people. What am I drawing? I just hit 200 subscribers today, man, and I'm gonna do some variation of like 200. Some numeration, maybe some lettering in there. I'm not sure, but I gotta get the drawing if I want to get anything done. We're already 7 minutes deep. The thing is that when things appear consistently throughout your life, that's a sign, that's something that you probably enjoy or you should probably look into. That's just, prophecy from Manny Cabrera, right? So let me get to this, guys. This pencil isn't sharpening that good, man. Let me go ahead and switch it up. Switch it up. Grab this pencil. All of these pencils that are in here, none of them have any erasers. These are all like my daughter's pencils because I don't buy any of these pencils. These are all my daughter's pencils. None of these pencils have erasers on them. Not a lot of help here with the sharpener. It's trash, bro. But yeah. And you gotta look through the noise. You gotta look through the noise, especially nowadays. Nowadays, it almost seems like there's like so many distractions and so many things to do. And I'm kind of one of those guys that like to chase things. And man, that's cool. And I want to learn how to do that. But you got to kind of look through the noise and kind of focus in on what it is exactly that you want to do, and just do it. You know what I mean? Because I was listening to someone actually today on my way to Publix, because that's all I listen to. I just like listening to podcasts and or like people bullshitting or talking stuff or whatever. And he was saying that like that nowadays more than ever, like there is really no excuse for you not wanting or not creating the life that you believe that you want. You know what I mean? Because I put it in that way because a lot of people want a specific life, right? Like I want to own a huge company, or I want to, be the biggest landscape company in my area, but they don't understand what comes along with that. Because they're just looking at the outside. They don't understand that the guy that owns that company, he probably makes a good buck, but man, it took him a long time to build that. And then, you got to worry about maintenance and the guys and the insurance and whenever anything breaks. And, you kind of really don't sleep because you're constantly worrying about your business. And then like, your family probably depends on that business. So even more so. So there's a lot of things that go on. But that's besides the point. The thing is that there is no excuse to not be able to learn and execute because all this artificial intelligence that's available to us right now, that you could literally in prompts, like when I say prompts, I'm making it difficult. It's words, okay? Just be precise in exactly what it is that you're asking it for. Don't be vague. Be, hey, I want to learn how to fly this specific type of airplane. This is my education. This is my age. What is it exactly that I have to do in the steps? Give it to me raw. Where do I start? Bang. And it'll give it to you. But the thing about it is, you still have to do it. You're not gonna get away from doing the work. You know what I mean? Even if you have ChatGPT helping you do your emails, write your emails, answer them, you still have to cross-check all that shit. And people are trying to get away from doing the work. Life distractions, as I was saying before, is just one of those things you gotta kind of look past and double down. Be confident that if you put in the work, you will get the results. Put your foot in the sand, stand 10 toes down, and make sure that what it is you're doing every day is inching you forward to where you need to be. Because if not, time's gonna pass you by. My mother once said, the moment that you realize that time is passing you by, when you see it, it's putting on its running sneakers. By the time you realize it, you don't realize it when you're like hyper young, having a great time, doing all this stuff. Most people, not saying all. And then by the time you realize it, you're like, hey, time's passing by. I'm 26. I'm 27. What? And by the time you look at it, that homie putting them shoes on. It's about to start running on you. So, with that being said, be sure to be diligent with your time and put it in where you need to. I've had a lot of jobs and a lot of pivots, and drawing is just one of those things that's always come back to me. That's the thing, so. Feel free, guys, to drop any questions in the chat. I'm looking to have a little bit more interaction with the stuff that I'm drawing. Liliana, okay, please, yes, see. That too. That too, so I got a little interruption. We've talked about this before. We've talked about you being, and there's another thing that goes about, you kind of knowing your environment. Only you know your environment. You can read as many self-help books as you want. You can have as many mentors as you want. You can do as many YouTubes as you want. But you have to know your life and where it is that you have to put things into play. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that because I'm a dad and of two young children, and I have a wife, and a lot of people depend on me for just minimal stuff. It's stuff that, when you're in a room with somebody, you kind of want to have a conversation with them. Or my kid says, hey, dad, she's 6. She asks me for 55 million things a day. My son's 2. He just runs around and wants to watch TV all day. But I can't give this my undivided attention for 30, 40, 50 minutes. It's really, really difficult to have no one come in that door. Just to say anything. Like, they already know that I'm in here and I'm shooting a live, and someone just came to the door and they peeked in just to what are they looking for? It's just is what it is, and you have to accept it for what it is instead of trying to reconfigure the wheel, try to be smarter than the average bear. Just understand the game, understand your position in it, and play that to the best of your ability. Use all the leverage that you can. Get all the information that you can and play it to the best of your ability, and that's the best chance you got. But if you're spending your time trying to reconfigure, why is this? Most people that get pulled over by police, they're trying to know the law better than the police. It's like, bruh, like just take your ticket and go, bro. You know what I mean? Like you're wasting all this time, all this nonsense. You're gonna go to court and shit to fucking save 150 bucks when you know that you were going fucking 90. Like it's just a lot of that shit. You know the shit. So with that being said, it's about learning stuff and playing it to the best of your ability, man. Trying to reinvent the wheel. Not saying that that doesn't work. Because there's a lot of inventions that have come from things like that. Yo, can you rap? It's funny that you say that because I was talking about like freestyle drawing. This is like freestyle drawing for me. And I used to rap as a kid, but nah, I don't rap, man. You know, I've gotten to the point a long time ago, though. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was just one of those things where I was young and rap was really popular, and everybody rapped. You know, everybody kind of rapped. So, boom, 200. So, excuse me for the. Um, I'm gonna, cut it short and make it 200 subs, just so I don't have to do all that work, guys. So I'm being lazy. Come on, once, try please for me, bro, please. Hey, wasn't it anybody's job to keep Mike out of here? Thank you so much. Yeah, yeah. So like I was saying, you know what I mean. And we were just talking about this. Anyways, so I'm gonna do the subs instead of the subscriptions, just because it's a little bit of a smaller font, less lettering to do, and I'll be able to get it kind of done in the appropriate amount of time. But yeah, so look, we were just talking about. Like I got my 2 year old son. Like all I asked when before I came in here, I asked my daughter. I said, "Hey, please do me a huge favor. Mind you, we're leaving to go to Fort Lauderdale at 6 in the morning. It's 10:20 here in Florida. We're going to Fort Lauderdale, a little bit further south. We're gonna go see a boat show. We were supposed to leave today, but yesterday my back was jacked and I couldn't. I couldn't do it. So, anyways, it's supposed to be in bed, and I told him, "Hey, do me a huge favor. All I need is 30 minutes from you guys. I'm gonna be in the office. Just don't knock on the door. Don't come looking for me. Do everything else that you have to do." It's already been twice, and then the second time it was like this guy just like came in here. He was about to start climbing this thing behind me. It's crazy, but and I love my family, dude. But you have to be realistic. Like they're in the house. You're not gonna get time to yourself like that. That's not realistic. And for those of you that can do that, kudos to you, man. Tell me how you do it, dude. But again, I'm gonna go ahead and reiterate that I just hit 200 subscribers. That's what I'm drawing on here today. I appreciate every single one of you guys, the early adopters. I'm kind of thinking of maybe going through and seeing who the subs are right now. Maybe and maybe make a note and maybe make a raffle at some point when I hit another milestone, and maybe chime you guys in on something, send you guys a drawing, maybe do like a membership only, and then I kind of give you guys the members only passes for free, because I really appreciate for sure that anybody that's watching, not because I have anything to say special, not because of anything, like I feel like I'm providing value at all. I just like a human's ego. It feels cool to know that 200 people chose to watch me do drawings, right? So we're kind of getting to the point now where I have something, guys. So this is it's pretty light. I don't know if you guys can see it. So this is, don't look at this. It's this. So this little bit of sketching, you're gonna see, it's gonna say 200 subs right there. You know what I mean? But I'm not ignoring the signs, man. I'm not ignoring the signs anymore. The signs are telling me that I should continue to create in the way that I am creating. I made the right choice by making the pivot to go full-time tattooing, about 4 years ago or something like that. before that, I used to cut hair and tattoo, and I tattooed for many years before that. But it was just like one of those things. It was more like a side thing for me. And even though I liked art and I did all that stuff, I didn't see it being like a meaningful way for me to sustain my family. But once I did get to that point, and I made a commitment to say that I wanted to get better and that I was gonna make every day about getting better at art, getting better at tattooing, and you know actually doing this for a living, then it actually like crystallized, and I feel like I made the right choice, and because of that, I was able to spin off on this. You know what I mean? I don't think if I was cutting hair full time, I'd be doing a YouTube channel about drawing, mindset, and design. You know, but that's a thing that a lot of folks, when you're a talented artist and you're producing mass amounts of work, and you're one of those guys, you're one of the top tier in your field, you hear the masses and people say, oh, you're so talented, oh, you're so gifted, you were blessed and all of this. And not to take away from that and say that that's not true, but it is hard work. And that's where that intertwines into like the discipline of being an artist, and what it takes to be a top tier artist in any field nowadays more than ever. But because, yeah, there is a lot of fakers, posers, and wannabes out there, and but there is all the information, and all the guys that are going for it are really going for it. They're really putting in that work, and they're really separating the gap. They're really putting a gap in between them and everybody else, because they're digesting all that information. They're studying every day. They're taking courses every day. They're whatever it is. Like I said, like it doesn't. Let's. You don't have to say tattooing. You can say sculpting. You can say auto detailing. You can say whatever you want. Hey, what's going on, Dorian? Alice and Dorian, same people. Hello to everybody in the chat. The people that are really about it, they're gonna double down and they're gonna eat your face, because it's just so easy and simple. It's not easy. I'm gonna take that back. I keep getting that saying stuff. It's not easy. It's simple, but it's hard to do. It's hard to do something consistently and suck at it and continually make mistakes and just dig it up and take it on the face and say like, you're gonna learn this. This is the third time, this is the fifth time, but then the eighth time you learn it and you're like, damn. But if you would have never went through those failures, it would have never. And I'm gonna regurgitate and go back to what I was saying earlier. Pause, man. Damn, I keep saying stuff that's like sus. But anyways, back to the 200 subs. It's coming, guys. But a lot of gratitude, lot of gratitude right now. A lot of gratitude for the growing amount of supporters. What I feel like I'm gonna be able to do here, as far as like drawing and being able to like just put my influence out there, and have people look at my stuff, have people, the audience critique, have my audience critique all my work, and not the people that I work with every day and or live with every day. That even though I'm sure they're not holding back all the time, but they definitely want to treat you a little bit nicer than someone that doesn't know you. And they'll like sugarcoat stuff and be like, oh yeah, that was really good, or that was really cool. But when you're here and you're on the internet, I'm gonna get all the good comments and I'm gonna get all the bad comments. So run it. Let's run it up, guys. So and I haven't figured out. I had somebody ask me about like how to put music in the like in the lives, and I haven't been able to. I'll be honest with you, I haven't even researched it, but I've seen that like the only way that I get, because when I do a live, a lot of the times now it gives me like a short snippet of it already, and then I post that and that kind of gives, it's like almost like an introduction to ask people to watch the live feed. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to do that just yet, guys. I'm gonna get better, and I'm going to try to do this to the best of my ability, just like I try to do everything else that I do. You know, I'm gonna try to get as professional as I can. Like I said, it would be super awesome to be able to have not only me be able to talk to the screen like such, but also have you guys be able to watch me um, as I'm drawing. You know, see my design process and how I build things up. Because like how I did these letters, not that they're super cool or anything, but they don't look anything like the first, the first stuff that I'm putting down. The first lines and the first drawings and all that stuff. They look. What the fuck? I got like a patch on my back, and it's falling off. That was feeling super weird. I got like it was like a lidocaine patch. Yeah, yesterday my back was hurting so bad, dude. It was incredible. Like, remember I showed you guys like a couple minutes ago? Like, and then now look at the 200. Anybody chiming in? It gets kind of weird, I said this before in another live that like when you start like with drawing is one of those things, at least for me and for a lot of artists that are doing exactly what they're doing. um they I don't know if you guys hear that in the background, and they're not coming in here, but they're sure fucking here though. You know, they I forget. I even lost my train of thought. Oh, that you forget that the live is on. You know what I mean? Like when I'm drawing, I've been drawing, and I'm trying to draw like this thing, right? I forget that the live is on, and then I look up and I'm like, oh shit, the fucking camera's still rolling. So boom. Yeah, man. Almost done, guys. Almost done with this drawing. Just like for that appreciation, for the 200 subs, guys. Be on the lookout, man. I think we're gonna hit 500 subs before you know it. And then the from the capsule tribe, we'll do something cool. I'll do something cool for the tribe, man. Because that's, I think, what we're gonna call it. It was just live from the capsule. I still stick to that name. I initially came up with that name because I was going to make the channel about documenting my my new Tesla. I had like a Model 3 Tesla, and I had gotten it. You can see, if you guys can look back, I'm gonna end up changing the thumbnails on that. I'm starting to do the thumbnails over on all my other videos, but the first video, you can see that it was about me talking about like this Tesla. So that was like the capsule. Because to me, that's what it looked like. Like if you looked at it, it looked like I don't know, like a big pill. So I was just like, man, that's pretty cool. I'm just gonna name it from the capsule. And then like I kind of like that idea. It's like everything is like from the filter of me, like how my perspective on things, my perspective on drawing, my perspective on like my whole tattoo career and how I see it going, my perspective on how I can use AI, how it's changing life as I know it personally. It's one of those things again that is appearing midlife for me, and I'm going to have to adjust. It's not something that's that I grew up with. And that's what this whole YouTube channel is about, and building systems that make things work, compound your efforts to see the fruits of your labor. And not that I'm perfect, not that I have all the solutions, but I can kind of show you what works for me, and I can show you my evolution as well, because you're going to see it and it's all going to be documented here. I do enjoy doing the lives, so the lives are kind of going to be where you're going to be able to poke the holes in my theory, I guess, and or catch me contradicting myself and stuff like that, because I haven't either gotten to the point, or maybe I'm not going to be that guy that scripts things out and does segments and in a show of some sort. I'm probably going to be that guy that just goes live and draws and talks crap, and probably goes live and tattoos and makes a post here and there, and then just rips shorts off of the lives. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do it. I don't know what's going to work best for me. I'm obviously going to play by the rules and learn how the system works, and play that to the best of my advantage. But that be that. Boom. When it keeps calling, you answer, man. You answer. And there we go, my guys. We'll date this. Today is what, the 12th? Yeah, the 12th. 12/12 then. 12/12 skinnies. Does anybody know what that is? If you do, leave it in the chat. 25, right? Boom. 200 subscribers. It's gonna be documented for life, guys. And I'm gonna have this video up as well. I'm gonna put that up in the post as well. 200 subs right there, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and take hello, Dorian. What's going on, bro? I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera around and show you guys that. And once again, thank you for tuning in to Manny Cabrera, live from the capsule, where we speak art, mindset, and how to build systems to make a better life for yourself and everyone around you. Have a good evening, guys. I'll be at Fort Lauderdale Boat Show tomorrow. It's going to be a great time. Live from the capsule, signing out.